Yes. This is Dimbal African. Of course, Africa Cup of Nation qualifiers have really kicked off, and of course, our country Kenya. We are a proud country, and we have won against Namibia. This is after a frustrating draw against Zimbabwe, and now we have already kicked off our Afcon with a big win. What is your prediction? Score prediction? I know many Kenyans have been following this conversation, and also they have been following our today's game. I have been seeing what Kenyans are commenting there, and I will not forget to say that tribalism in our country, Kenya, is some of the things that are pulling our football back in this country. Tribalism is pulling our football back because I've been following the conversation there, and some of people are saying that the Luos are dominating this competition. But if they are giving a contribution to our Kenyan flag, then why do people start complaining? Why do Kenyans complain that we are made of only Luos? I've been seeing our Kenyan team playing, that is Arambe Stars, and we have a very good goalkeeper, that is Omondi. Omondi has saved us severally in that game. Don't forget about Marcelo Uma. Marcelo has been outstanding in today's match together with Abuya and Avire. Those are top players who have given us a quality performance in our today's match. And absolutely, we were to win this game because if you see the start of our competition in this AFCON qualifiers, we are very down as our team, and we wish that we are going to win this AFCON come 2027. Of course, we have this AFCON bid 2027, whereby our country Kenya will be hosting this AFCON together with Tanzania, Uganda, and this is something that will benefit our country, not only sports areas, but only it will give us a lot of development in infrastructure. Social amenities will develop because you need to have all those in order the FIFA to give you those qualification to host those international competition. The last AFCON that was held in the month of February and March was held in Ivory Coast, and the home ground was very likely to win that AFCON. So we appreciate to those teams that have played today and much contribution to our very own, that is Marcelo Oma. Oma has been very outstanding in our today's match. Don't forget about our top players there who have been playing. So, what is your prediction? Is Kenya going to win this election, this AFCON, or we are still struggling? What is your contribution? Kenya has been there for a long time. Kenya has been playing AFCON. I remember the last time we played AFCON was back in 2019, whereby the legend, that is Sadio Mane, the penalty from Sadio Mane was saved by our very own, that is Kenya one. But Patrick Matasi, he need to work hard because he will lose this seat if he is not going to be very serious, because you can see Omondi has been very outstanding. Omondi has been very outstanding in the today's match. So our Kenyan flag has been flying high. Our Kenyan flag is always high. Of course, I'm joined by Alex here. Alex, welcome to our today show. And you tell us, after you watch the game between Kenya and Namibia, what is your take home? Who was your best player? Who was the man of the match in that game? Because you have seen how they are playing. Who was your man of the match in that game?
Hello, Bonnie. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
So I'm having difficulties pronouncing the guy's name. I think it's Ayunga, if I'm not wrong. Is it Ayunga?
Yeah. We had. I will be reading you the lineup for today's match, but of course, who was the best player? Like, he plays in the midfield, striking, defense, or the goalkeeper? Because from my point of view, if you ask me who was the main man today, I will tell you that the main man today was our goalkeeper. Yeah.
Yeah. The goalkeeper did well. He made some very outstanding saves, mostly in the first half. He made very many outstanding saves. But for me, I'm going to go with the guy called Ayunga. I think he plays in the midfield. I think on the 10 or on the 8. Yes, I found him very outstanding. Cool, calm on the ball, good passing. Um, he's calm under pressure, and he also got the second goal. So for me, I'll go for him. But the goalkeeper was also good.
Yeah, this is something that Kenyans are very proud. And I've been following the conversation there during the streaming of that game. And when people are saying that our country is being dominated by Western region, do you agree that our Kenyan football is being dominated by those people from Western and Luos? And is that affecting our Kenyan football? Because the way I've been seeing Marcelo Uma performing, the likes of Abuya performing, Omondi there performing, you know, Avira they are performing. They are quality players, and they are representing our Kenyan flag. So why are Kenyans complaining about the tribalism that Kenyan football is being dominated by Western region? Do you agree with this? Because those guys have played very perfect game.
Okay, so for me, Bonnie, I don't really think there is a lot of tribalness in football. I think we should go by let the best person play in the best position. If Marcelo is good at left back, let's put him there. Let's not put someone else just because we want to rationalize tribe so that each tribe can feel like they have someone there. Let's put the best players, and also we can't dispute the fact that players from Western region and Nyanza, like that's where we get most of our talents. But we're not disputing the fact that many places in Kenya there are a lot of talents. If you go to Eastern, go to Central, go even to Northeastern Boni, there's a lot of talent. Even if you reach Turkana or Lodwa, there is a lot of talent in Kenya. Trust me, Boni, and we can exhaust that. But we can't bring tribal to the game of football. Let the best person play the game so that they put Kenya on the map. They put they put our flag very high, because right now we are number one in the standings, ahead of Cameroon in the Group J.
Yeah, of course. I always say that I'm always proud of this Kenyan bunch. I'm always proud of this Kenyan bunch. And we need to work with FKF, that is Football Kenya Federation. The Kenyan bunch is something that makes me proud because the way you see players playing there, actually, when it comes to local football, this is something that makes me happy more than international football. I think the moment we will fix our Kenyan football, this is where Kenyans will realize that Kenyan football is very sweet more than international football. Because I have seen how Kenyans are happy. The reaction in the reaction in the social media there after the today's game. It was a frustrating draw when we played against Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe is a very small team, small country. But I'm not trying to underestimate them. But the way Kenyans played today, then they had that pressure from Kenyans. Kenyans, the Harambee Stars were pushed by Kenyans. They were saying that you are not performing to the best, and yet you have the support from the president. Others were complaining about the Eugene Ferrati. Others were complaining about Michael Lunga absence in this game. But today, we scored 2 goals in absence of Michael Lunga. Do you think we have? What do you think about our Kenyan team? Like, what do you need to do so that we can be the most improved team in East Africa when it comes to football?
Like I said before, Bonnie, here in Kenya, there is a lot of talent. If you go to watch something, Bonnie, like let's say, what do you call this? Chapadimba, you will see many young people who are good at playing football, but they're not going anywhere, Bonnie. So this is talent going to waste. So, and the fish rots from the head. So like if we just do away with corruption, Bonnie, and we invest well in sports, we exhaust all our talents. And then like we need the coach, is it Farat? I don't know, I'm mispronouncing it.
Yeah, the
If
coach
he
is known
comes
as
and
Eugene Ferrati. He's from Turkey.
Yes, if he comes and implements a style of play, Bonnie, and we have like one team, like you see the way Guardiola does. He has one team that he uses, but he can rotate players occasionally, and then we use that one team. Like the way, if you watch Bonnie Senegal, the team which they had in the 2018 World Cup is the one which was there in 2022. So and they will continue that. So they have policies they are put into place. They have systems that are working, that are getting the best out of their players. So for us, we have to do away with corruption. We have to exhaust our talents. The coach has to implement a style of play, and we have one squad, and we are rotating players, Bonnie, trust me, we will even challenge for the Africa Cup of Nations.
We have this Afcon bid come 20. We have the Afcon bid that is coming here in 2027, whereby we'll be hosting together with Uganda, Tanzania, and also we shall be sharing those matches. The opening match, I think, will be held in Kasarani. And still, we have problems with the infrastructure. We don't have stadiums. Kasarani, Nyayo, we also have Dandora. When you host Afcon, you need to have a very big stadium. The same way we were having this Afcon in Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast had those big stadiums, the likes of Konan Koulibaly stadiums there, whereby a lot of people were congregating there to watch the matches. And of course, that is why FIFA allowed them to host Afcon. Do you think that we are ready for Afcon 2027? Because still, even if we have quality players, there is something that we need to do because Afcon is coming 2027 and still we are not ready. I can see in the comment section there. Gypsy Corner, welcome to Africa 24. I can also see Gypsy Corner there. You can join the studio there. Gypsy Corner is saying that the team is Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards, Kenyan team. Alice, do you think we are ready for AFCON 2027?
Okay, so first of all, Bonnie, the last stadium which was constructed in Kenya, it was constructed by President Moi. So we don't have any after Moi. The following presidents haven't constructed they haven't constructed stadiums. So like that shows where we are as a country. Their corruption. We have had many CSs come and go. Nothing has happened. The recent one was Ababu Namwamba. He was there, but we didn't see him doing anything. So now we have Kipchumba Murkomen. He's also a sports guy. We saw recently he ran, I think, 10 kilometers. So I hope Kipchumba will be looking to do things a bit different. He will be looking to do away with corruption. And he said by the end of 2024, Nyayo and Kasarani will be fully constructed. So we are going to hold him to account after 2024. So I hope we'll be done with those two stadiums. Then we can fight so hard to push more stadiums to be built so that we can have stadiums which are recognized by FIFA. Come 2027, we host the Africa Cup of Nations for the first time.
Twenty 2027, we are hosting AFCON, and we hope that Kenya is going to win that cup. Gypsy Corner, why do you see that our Kenyan team is made of Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards, and yet they are giving quality performance when it comes to playing there in the field, and they are giving us those good passes. You have seen. I hope Gibbs Econo, you have been watching today's game, whereby Kenya was playing against that is Namibia, and of course we won 2 goals, and they scored only 1 goal. The performance from the goalkeeper, from the defense, midfield, and also striking was outstanding. Why do you think that they are only from Gor Mahia and FC Leopards? Why? We have other players there. We have a player from Yanga. Why do you say that, Alex? Like, do you think that our Kenyan football is something that has been neglected in terms of finance, in terms of coaching, in terms of player rating? What is the take about Kenyan football? Because FKF has been reluctant for a long time. People have been complaining about FKF.
Yes, so Bonnie, as I was saying, our football has been neglected for the longest time ever. It's even right now we don't have a partnership with Super Sport for our football to be showcased. And also there is also the issue of players being well paid. You see, so the for our football to thrive, there has to be funding, there has to be marketing, we have to be seen on Super Sport. So for me, Bonnie, we the it starts from the top, from the president to the CS to the coaches to the president of FKF. We have to remove bad leadership and put in people who want to push for our sports sector to do well, much better than where we are right now. So, and I believe we can reach there with time, but the first thing is to do away with corruption for us to start try implementing things. Because you find, Bonnie, you're always changing coaches from one coach to the other, one coach to the other, and also sometimes you find players keep on changing. The score that you see in this match is not the one we will see in the next qualifications. So if we keep changing, how will we be able to get the right squad to play? It's the same thing with Chelsea. How can you keep on changing the managers every now and then, every now and then? And then when each manager comes in, they say they want time to implement their style of play. So if we keep on changing, and managers need time, when will we be able to come up with the best squad?
So you need to make sure we have the best squad. Michael Lunga has been absent. Of course, he has injuries. But one of the players there, Duke Abuya has been giving quality performance. And I'm very happy because I've been watching him playing today. And Abuya has been a good player. Marcelo Uma, and of course, we have our own Marcelo, not only Marcelo for Brazil. We have Marcelo Oma who has been performing well in that left back. He has been making sure that the Namibians are not even having a chance to play. Gibbs Akona says that first and foremost, why is Kenyan team called Harambee Stars? Secondly, Kenyan football is not well equipped. So what do you think? Don't just say our Kenyan team. Harambee Stars. You can see the national flag of Kenya as those colors: red, green, black, and white. So Harambee Stars, Harambee, this is just a name that was formed long time ago, and this is something that brings. It's like one team, one team. But now, what do you think needs to be done so that we can make our Kenyan football to be quality? Like, what is FKF planning to do? What do you think FKF can do so that they can make our Kenyan football to go ahead? Because if we have best performance in the FKF, this is Football Kenya Federation. If Football Kenya Federation that is led by president, they are having this election come November. We are having election for the president. Now we have a current president that is Nicky Mwendwa. If we have the best president for the FKF, then this is the beginning of our Kenyan football success. But now you cannot just say that Kenyan football has not been equipped. What do you think, as a Kenyan football supporter, need to be done so that we can have our football growing to the highest level? Because you can see how Kenyans have been supporting their team, Harambee Stars, even during those secondary games. Kenyans are always happy with Kenyan football and also Kenyan competition. But now, the problem is our board, that is FKF. That is where all problems start with. You second say, why is Kenya normally knocked out in the fifth round at most? The competition is tough. Afcon qualification is not easy, goes on. But if Tanzania can qualify for Afcon, we saw them play in Afcon 2024. Why not Kenya? So he's saying that what do you think need to be done when it comes to Harambee Stars? Because I think the coach, some people have been saying that the coach has been the problem, but the coach is not the problem. I remember the statement from the coach when Kenya played against Zimbabwe, whereby Kenyans were very, very harsh in the social media, saying that the coach is not qualified. And even today, I saw the comment from former Harambee Stars player, that is Alan Wanga. Alan Wanga has been saying that they need to be considered in this FKF nomination, FKF candidacy. Like, do you think, Alex, do you think we need to nominate all the player into this FKF president, or we need to get someone else? Like, we have all the players, the likes of McDonald Maringa, the likes of Alan Wanga, the likes of George Blackberry Odhiambo. Do you think that our whole very own will make this FKF go ahead?
So first of all, Bonnie, if my memory serves me well, by the time I was young, I started engaging in Kenyan football content. We had Sam Nyamoya as the president of FKF, and he was there for a long while. And truthfully speaking, Bonnie, he wasn't really doing anything apart from being corrupt and stealing people's money. From there on, Nick Mwendwa joined. When Nick Mwendwa joined, I thought because he was young, he looked a bit he looked more innovative. So I thought he would bring something different, and I thought he was the right guy. But truthfully speaking, Nick Mwendwa has let down the people, and he has been there for a long while, and he's still vying again. So if he gets the seat again, it means that we are still continuing with bad leadership, and like we are killing the football in Kenya. So we need to see somebody different who can come up with who can come and try to push football. So the likes of Alan Wanga and George Blackberry Odhiambo, me, I support them to get these positions because they have been footballers. They know the struggles that people go through. Yes, they might betray the people and choose to go and steal money, but they might also go there and do a great job because Bonnie, those people have suffered here in Kenya football. They know what it's like not to be paid. They know the challenges they go through when they travel outside. So I believe when they get there, Bonnie, they will try to make a change. So I support them getting the job. Somebody who has played should be getting those jobs because they know the challenges that people go through.
Yeah, someone who has played for the game should be given that opportunity to lead. That is the Football Kenya Federation. I think the problem we have with Kenya is this. This is what we have problem in Kenya. The moment we'll solve this Football Kenya Federation, then this is when we shall go ahead as the big team. FKF need to give us quality results. Gibbs Second is saying that people like Victor Wanyama did want to play for Kenya for the reason drawing the team down. I remember Victor Wanyama, that is Victor Mugubi Wanyama, when he said that he's not going to play for Kenya. But this was something that was a self-based problem, something that developed internally. Wanyama just said that he's not qualified to play for this team at this time, and he thanked the young players and gave them opportunity. But I don't think that this is their time to give young players the opportunity. When you have big names like Victor Mugubi Wanyama, someone who has played for Tottenham, someone who has played for big teams there, he will give you that courage. But now they said that they're not going to play. But I think this is something that you can retract. We have been seeing players quitting international football, but again coming back to play. But when you see that you are going to quit international football, that is a national team, this is something that shows that you are not ready to play for your team. That is, you are not ready to represent your country. I wish we could have someone like Sadio Mane who really loves his country. Sadio Mane will always die for his country, Senegal, because he wants to represent his country. We don't want someone like Mohamed Salah. You saw what happened. Gibbs Icona, that is your player. I know you support Liverpool. But Mohamed Salah during the Afcon 2024, when he got that minor injury, he went direct to Liverpool. I think that is where he had those treatment. That is where they had quality facilities for or his treatment. But I don't agree with that. He could have stayed there in the field. He could have stayed there so that he can give other players that momentum to play. But now he chose to go. So I think our country Kenya lacks those players who has that ability, that passion to play for their bands. Because if we could have been having someone who has the passion, then we could be quite far. Wanyama should come back. He's still young. Luka Modric is always 40 years, but still is playing. Ronaldo is always 40 years. He's still playing for his country. Why not Wanyama? Wanyama is just young. So I don't think that was a statement that I did not agree with it. And Wanyama should come back and play for our country. That one will give the younger players that momentum. Football should come first, money second, and it should be about football. That is Gibbs Icona. And also Gibbs Icona say that why is Kenya normally not in the fifth? We need a strategic manager. The managerial, coaching, and mending should be top notch. That is Gibbs Icona saying that we need someone who is Give second. Why do you think that Eugene Ferrat is not the qualified manager for this position? And also, he's saying that Boniface, no, I agree with Salah. His bread and home is Liverpool, my hometown. I will not agree with you because why could he not have stayed there to give the other Egyptians that support? So, do you think, Alex? Do you think Wanyama should come back and play for our Arambe Stars? Because he said that he retired from our national team and he's only concentrating on his club nowadays. Do you think that he should play? And do you think that these teams, these players have been betraying our national flag?
Okay, so for me, Bonnie, I want to differ a bit, not a lot, just a bit with you. I don't think really Wanyama has delivered for Kenya in the same way he delivered in Europe. If you saw his game in Scotland when he was playing for Celtic, Wanyama was a beast. That's why he got the best player in Scotland, in Scottish Premier League, because he was that good. And when he moved to Southampton and played at Tottenham, we saw the best version of Wanyama, but whenever he put on the national team jersey, I only saw him playing just like an average player. I didn't see the best out of him. So yes, I support what you're saying. Like the likes of Luka Modric and Ronaldo are still pushing on. Yes, and also still Wanyama still has a part to play in this team, but I believe it's more of leadership. And if he's to play, he needs to get some minutes here and there so that he can try to mobilize the team. Yes, so yeah, that's my take.
Wanyama can make a good Kenyan manager. That is Gibbs Corner. Why do you think so? Why do you think that Wanyama can make a good Kenyan manager? That is Gibbs Corner. Do you think? Why do you think Wanyama can make a good manager? And yet, we have. I really, we had McDonald Mariga. Wanyama is still there, but still, our Kenyan football needs to be supported up to that level whereby we can stand on our own. Players, people have been complaining about our Kenyan football, but still, our quality when it comes to players is not up to the standard because the support start from the academies. The support start from those secondary school games. That is where we are going to support those players and then we bring them. So one thing I will always say is that I agree with what our coach said that our Kenyan football is always not up to standard. Because I remember Eugene Ferrat after the match between Kenya and Zimbabwe, he said that our Kenyan football is low. And the problem with Kenya is that they think that they are Kenyan football. They are international football competitors. But I don't agree with that because if we pull up our socks, then we can get those players, we can get those competition, and we can go ahead and perform up to those Afcon semi-finals and even lift the Afcon. If Ivory Coast lifted the Afcon, but again, if you see the depth, squad depth of Ivory Coast together with Kenya, then you know that we need to do a lot of work to boost our talents, to support quality players. Because you see, in our Kenyan football, we only have a few players who play in those foreign countries. We have Olunga, we have Abiro who plays for Tanka, that is Yanga, and to D United. But when you go to those teams like Ivory Coast, you go there, you see the entire team plays in the European countries. There's the likes of Simon Adigira, the likes of Frank Kessie, the likes of they have top notch players. But when it comes to Kenya, only five or two are playing international. When you play those areas, then you have that challenge, and you know that when I go home, then I can implement those tactics and give quality results. Do you think we can boost our Kenyan team by going into the grassroots and get those players there?
So yes, Bonnie, I I do support what you're saying, but I have a question. So yes, like the teams like Ivory Coast, Senegal, they have many of their players playing in Europe. They get the experience, they learn from the best, and they compare to us here who we send like two, three, five players. But how are we going to ensure that we send our best talents there and they will represent us. And also, to second what you're saying, if you look at team like Morocco, which was in the semi final of the Afcon 2022, um all of those players in the starting lineup, none of them was born in Morocco, and they don't even play in the Morocco Premier League. All of them are playing in Europe, being trained by the best managers, handling the best facilities, and like they in the best state for them to succeed. Even the manager himself, he wasn't really born in in Morocco. His name is, I think, Regragui. Yes, he was born in France, and he learned so many things about football there. Then they came to their home in Morocco to implement them. That's why we saw Morocco was very good in the World Cup. So I believe Kenya, we also have to learn from them if we want to reach where they reached. So, and if we learn from them and we also do the same, and our players go there and learn, they play, then they come represent here, then we will rise to where the likes of Morocco are.
Yes, I can see also in the comment section there, Gibbs Ekone saying that check engine credentials is not even great, even when he was in Moldova national team. This guy to return in Kenya with a good wage. Gibbs Ekone is also saying that the engine is not a great technician. I think the problem that we have in Kenya is number one, FKF management. If we have someone who is good in managing this FKF ball, then we are good to go. We get a good coach. Why don't we go and get those coaches from abroad? The likes of Mauricio Pochettino. We get the likes of Carlo Ancelotti. We go to get the likes of Gareth Southgate. Let's bring them here in Kenya. This is the work of the FKF board. Go and get him because I think we have a lot of money to pay for them. We have a lot of money because they are going to bring those quality tactics in our Kenyan football. And again, they are going to give us those skills here in Kenya. But if we keep on going for those useless coaches, then at the end of the day, we are not going to qualify for Afcon, even World Cup, even those Sekava. We have been just down as a team. So I think that is the problem we have, big problem we have in our Kenyan football. That is Afcon qualification, and of
Bonnie,
course, yes, yes.
I have a question. You have said we go get the likes of Mauricio Pochettino and the Thomas Tuchel and the rest. Don't you think that will be suppressing our very own coaches? Because if you see, like for example, Senegal, their coach is originally from there. If you see the likes of Cameroon, the coach is from there. The guys like Eto'o are there. So don't you think that will be suppressing our own managers?
You see that we shall be suppressing our own managers. Why? I'm asking you. Why do you see that we shall be suppressing our own managers?
Because I'm comparing ourselves to the some great countries in Africa, and for me personally, I'm a big fan of Senegal. I like their football, their style of play, and their coach is originally from there. They didn't go to get the top managers, although I think they could. So I think also Kenya here we have managers who can do the job. So if we go and get a Thomas Tuchel, we'll be suppressing our own who understand our game more than them from outside who don't even understand African football. That's why I think our we will be suppressing our own.
You're saying that we shall be suppressing our own. I say we shall be suppressing. And also, we had other matches, of course, whereby the AFCON qualification, where some of the teams are playing. I can see here we have Botswana was playing against the Egypt. Egypt scored the 4 goals. So Egypt won 4 goals. The goals were scored by Trezeguet, Mohamed Salah, and Mustafa Partey. Those are the scores from Egypt, and of course Botswana was clompered by very tough Egyptians, the guys from the pyramids. So and also we have I'm checking here. We have other teams whereby Rwanda full time score Rwanda 0 Nigeria 0. You can just imagine Nigeria with that squad, the likes of Ademola Lookman, the likes of Victor Osman, the likes of Calvin Bassey. They have drawn with Rwanda full time score goalless draw. Benin Libya game inaanza pale mida ya saa 4. Kuna Liberia walikuwa wanacheza na Algeria ikawafunga mabao matatu. You remember Algeria in 2019 where they had those quality players the likes of Baghdad Bodeja, Riyad Mahrez, and I want to give you the goal scorers of Algeria. Bodeja, and of course he had the score. Bodeja scored, Zogade scored, and Amir Gouiri scored. Those were the scores whereby Algeria clobbered those guys. Today we also have a match whereby Chad will be playing against Ivory Coast at 10 p.m. East African time. What is your score prediction there? Zambia will be playing against Sierra Leone. Guinea will be playing against Tanzania. And also Guinea-Bissau, full-time score, Guinea-Bissau 1, Mozambique 2, Eswatini 0, Mali 1, Namibia 1, Kenya 2, Zimbabwe 0-0 against Cameroon, South Sudan 2, South Africa 3. Those are the qualifications there for Afcon 2025. So Katsi keeps gonna say that Boniface, we can't afford those ex-managers you have mentioned, not even League One. You're comparing League One with the Kenyan football. I don't think whether 5 games starting in 3 minutes. So we also have Gibbs are gonna say that we need someone who can speak a bit of Swahili. Language matters. I'm just being mean. If we always concentrate with East Africa, then how are we going to grow as a team? How? We need to work on that. And without forgetting, we have the UEFA Nation League. We have UEFA Nation League whereby Ankara is playing against Bosnia 0-0, 11th minute. Netherlands is playing against the Germany Machines, and Netherlands have already scored. Netherlands is leading 1 goal, and the goal was scored by Rangers, and the assist was given by Liverpool player, that is Gravenberch. Those are the UEFA Nation League, and we have Albania playing against Georgia 0-0 in the 13 minutes. Czechia playing against Ukraine 0-0 in the 14 minutes. England playing against Finland in the 12th minute. Those are the playing that for UEFA Nation League. Latvia playing against Faroe Highlands. North Macedonia playing against Armenia. Andorra playing against Malta 0-0. Yeah, those are UEFA Nation League. So apart from Africa Cup of Nations, we have other competitions that are ongoing. UEFA Nation League started officially March day 2, and teams are struggling there. UEFA Nation League will go up to 8th June 2025. Who is going to win UEFA Nation League? So those are the likes of UEFA Nation League. Here in Africa 24, and of course, we are discussing our Kenyan football. Harambee Stars has already scored 2 goals against Namibia. Do you think this is the rise of Kenyan football, or we need to do something in our Kenyan football? And of course, Alex, we have the UEFA Nation League. I think you have been following the games there. Now we have Netherlands playing against Germany. Netherlands leading. Netherlands, it is led by coach Ronald Koeman, whereby that is Germany is led by Julian Nagelsmann. What is your take about those games? And of course, I know you have been following the UEFA Nation League.
Okay, so the two teams are good, Germany and the Dutch. I like both coaches. I like their philosophy, their style of play, and I think today it will be a draw, or if it's not draw, I go with a Germany win, just because I believe they have a much better team than Netherlands, slightly better, and they have a slightly better style of play compared to the Netherlands. So I believe they can get the win, either Musiala to score or Kai Havertz, who is in fine form.
I know also you have been following UEFA Nation League and also Africa Cup of Nations. Algeria, Nigeria, together with those players. Nigeria is one of the teams in Africa which has top players. Still, they have that guts to finish their game 0-0 with a very small country. What does that take about Nigeria football? I think you follow Nigeria. You know what has been happening. You saw what happened in the Africa Cup of Nations. I saw Victor Osimhen there. I saw Ademola Lukman. I saw Musa. I saw Calvin Bassey. I saw Alex Iwobi. Together with all those squad, they failed to lift Afcon. But still, we have now this Afcon qualification. They finished the game 0-0. What does that take about Nigerian football? Before we get into Victor Osimhen, and of course, we need to discuss about Victor Osimhen. What happened to him? What does that take about Nigerian football and also South African football? You have been following what is happening in South Africa. South Africa has been pulling one of the great performers. You saw what happened in Africa Cup of Nations. Their goalkeeper,
Yeah.
Roland Williams, he was even mentioned. Now he is one of the players who have been nominated for Ballon d'Or. Rollins Williams. He has been nominated for the Ballon d'Or. South African football, Kenyan football, Tanzanian football. What's your take about all these?
Okay, so first of all, Bonnie, Nigeria have a good squad from the likes of Ademole Lukman, Victor Boniface, to Alex Iwobi, Calvin Bassey. They have a good squad. Most of the players are playing in Europe, and they are not just playing in Europe. They are playing in top teams, and they are doing well. So Nigeria, like if you see the striking position, Nigeria have a variety of options to choose from because like their squad is very good, such that the likes of Kelechi Iheanacho cannot get to start and he is good. But you see, Bonnie, the issue with Nigeria is the coach. The coach which they have has not, his philosophy style of play has not clicked with the team. That's why you see, if you watch every Nigeria game in the Afcon, you could see that they were just getting fluke victories. Kwa Kiswahili tunasema walikuwa na bahatisha. You didn't see like Nigeria being very dominant, like coming out very strong, attacking teams, suppressing them. They let's say they didn't smoke teams in the way we expected them to do because they have a good squad, but they were just scrapping victories here and there till they reached the final. Now, when they reached the final, now they couldn't scrap that to win. They had to play it the hard way. That's why they lost. But I say, Bonnie, Nigeria has a good squad. They just need to get a good coach who has a good philosophy or style of play that if he implements, if he chooses to go the Maresca way or the Hansi Flick one of attacking or the Guardiola, or if he chooses to go which way, implements that style of play, and they get the best out of their players. Trust me, Nigeria will be very dangerous in Africa.
And of course, I've been following about South African game. I understand South Africa is one of the countries that is developed. I saw how they pulled one of the greatest performers in this year's AFCON. And the likes of Rollins Williams, the goalkeeper, Stefano Mofela, they had those players, and now they have even won today. What does that think about South Africa football? Do you think the government of South Africa has been doing great to support football, or they are serious with their talent? Because their goalkeeper, number one goalkeeper, has been nominated in Ballon d'Or. This is not a easy go zone. Ballon d'Or, Roland Williams to be nominated there, and yet Rodrigo and Jamal Musiala, they are not there. What is your take about South African football? And do you think South Africa has been making sure that they represent their region and their country well when it comes to football? Because you watch Orlando Pirates playing Mamelodi Sundowns, you will just notice the difference between Kenya and South Africa is quite different.
Okay, so first of all, Bonnie, South Africa is let's call them the epitome. That's where Kenya we should be looking to emulate what they do, because everything that we are talking about and pushing for, they are implementing it in South Africa. That's why South Africa is doing well. in terms of sporting activities. If you look at the stadiums which the likes of Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns play, it's not like the ones here we play, like the ones we have in Camp Toyoyo. Those stadiums are very good. That's why they were able even to host the 2010 Afcon by that time. So if that time their stadiums that were so good, right now imagine 14 years later how good they are. So I believe South Africa, they have policies, they have systems that are working. So those systems are put into place that the sporting activities are well taken care of and are pushed. That's why you see them thriving. So, but okay, in football, I don't really think South Africa is that talented. But from what I saw in the Afcon this year, I've seen a really good improvement, and I see that they are pushing, they are headed somewhere. That's the good thing. They are pushing, they are going somewhere. We can see the improvements in terms of how they play, how they work hard, and let's give the goalkeeper the flowers for being nominated for the Ballon d'Or 2023, and let's pray and hope he brings it home. Yes, we'll be happy if he brings it in Africa.
That is the Ballon d'Or. We shall be discussing about the Ballon d'Or. Give the gonna say that Boniface, this year you should try and incorporate world rugby and cricket. I have been following about our rugby series, and of course, if there is a game that I love most is rugby. Rugby seven. Of course, we were disappointed in the Paris Olympics 2024, whereby our team came in the ninth place. And I spoke to the head of rugby, that is Sasha Mutai, and he said that we had tough opponents, the likes of Poland, and we could not manage to even qualify for semis. Senegal will win this one. That is gives a corner. Nigeria days are gone. I remember the days when we had Nigeria playing the likes of Victor Moses. I remember those times when we had those players. Nigeria was a very big country when it comes to football. But again, we are going to see what is going to happen in this Afcon qualification, saying that England will be winning in the final. England has been a flop, but we hope the new manager is going to give us the best team there, the best gameplay there, because now you can see they are bringing back those players who were left behind by the former coach Gareth. So get about Ballon d'Or. Who is going to win Ballon d'Or? Because in the top nominees for Ballon d'Or, we have Judy Bellingham, we have Vinicius Junior, and also I'll be reading the top 30 nominees for Ballon d'Or. Alex, who do you think is going to lift the Ballon d'Or? Of course,
Bonnie, you can clip this. For me, I believe Rodri is going to bring it. Rodri is bringing that Ballon d'Or to England. He deserves it because he has been superb over the last season. He only lost one game with City, the one which they played in the FA against Manchester United. But the games that he played for Manchester City, they won all of them. He was given the player of the tournament in the Euro 2024 because he was superb. He was good, and I think overall, defensive midfielders are underrated in the game of football compared to attackers. So we are not going to underestimate what Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Junior did, but we're also not going to underestimate what Rodri did for Man City and Spain in the Premier League and also in the Euro. So he has the trophies. He played well. He was the talisman. So why not bring it home to England?
I want to read the top nominees of Ballon d'Or and together with their country and the clubs. The first nominee there is Jude Bellingham, who played for England and Real Madrid. We have Akan Kalongnu, who played for Turkey and Inter Milan. We have Dani Carvajal for Spain, Real Madrid. We have Ruben Diaz for Portugal and also Manchester City. We also have Artem Dobovic, who played for Ukraine and also Girona. Now he's in Roma. We have Phil Foden, who is for England and also Manchester City. We also have Alexandro Gilmado, who play for Spain and Bayern Leverkusen. We have Erling Haaland. Those are the top nominees of Ballon d'Or. We have Erling Haaland for Man City and Norway. We have Mats Hummel for Germany and Borussia Dortmund, that is BV. And also we have Hurricane for England and Bayern Munich. We also have Tony Cruz for Germany and Real Madrid. We also have Ademola Lookman for Nigeria and Atlanta. We have Emilio Martinez for Argentina and also Aston Villa. We also have Lautaro Martinez, Argentina and Inter Milan. Kylian Mbappe, France and Real Madrid. We have Martin Odegaard, Norway and Arsenal. Dani Olmo, who plays for Barcelona and Spain. We have Cole Palmer, who plays for Chelsea and England. We also have Declan Rice for England and Arsenal. And I don't know why Declan Rice was included in this list for Ballon d'Or. We have Rodri, who plays for Spain and Manchester City. We have Antonio Rudiger, that is the Germany machine, and Real Madrid. We also have Bukayo Saka for England and Arsenal. We also have William Saliba for France and Arsenal. We have also Federico Valverde, who plays for Uruguay and Real Madrid. That is Los Blancos. We have Vinicius Junior for Brazil and Real Madrid. We also have Fitina for Portugal and Paris Saint-Germain. Nico Williams for Spain and Athletic Club. We also have Florian Wirtz for Germany and Bayern Leverkusen. We have Granit Xhaka for Switzerland and Bayern Leverkusen. Lamine Yamal for Spain and Barcelona. Those are the top nominees for Ballon d'Or men, 2024 nominees for men. You said Rodri is going to lift this one. I'm yet to be convinced that Rodri can win the Ballon d'Or for this year.
Why not?
What has Rodri done for Man City and Spain so that he can be given this Ballon d'Or?
Like the, I said, Bonnie, last season, if you check the stats, the games that Rodri played for Man City, they won, except the one which they lost the FA Cup final. And the reason why they lost is because they were drunk. They were happy they won the league, so they were drunk. They left it for Manchester United to lift it. So he won many games with Manchester City, and he has been the best DM in the Premier League, better than Rice, better than Bissouma, better than Caicedo, and the rest. And also, Bonnie, if you look at Rodri's style of play,
Why are you
he's
comparing
very
Caicedo with Rodri? Why are you comparing
no,
Caicedo with Rodri? What has Caicedo
we're not
done?
comparing. It's not comparing. We're just
No,
saying the
but then
truth.
you should not. When you're mentioning Rodri, you should not mention Caicedo because Caicedo has done nothing.
Yeah, true. Okay, so let me continue. I'm saying Caicedo, the Premier League is the toughest league, and Rodri has been good. He has been key for Manchester City winning the Premier League last season. They couldn't have done it without him. And also, he went to Spain, was given the play of the tournament because he was good for Spain, and he played well when they lifted it. Was in the Euro team of the season, and I've said that the position he is at is very underrated, but Rodri has been good. So it's high time we start giving them their flowers. Rodri deserves it. If we compare Jude Bellingham and the other guy, Vinicius, they weren't good in the. Vinicius wasn't good with Brazil in the Copa America because Brazil was very poor. If Brazil had a good Copa America, then we would go with Vinicius Jr. And if you look at England, okay, Jude Bellingham was good, but England was rubbish. They had an easy way route to the final. That's why they got there. But they got fluke victories. Walikuwa wanabahatisha hapa na pale ndio wakafika. So for me, I see those are the three big contesters. Let's not even put Kylian Mbappe. So among those three, Bonnie, isn't Rodri right to pick the Ballon d'Or?
I don't think yes, I will agree with you because, of course, the Rodri is a machine and he has been playing a very good game when it comes to Manchester City. So how they played for the Euro 2024, they went up to the finals and they lifted the trophy. But now, when you compare the gameplay, when it comes to this Ballon d'Or, a lot of things are considered to be given this Ballon d'Or. You remember in the year 2018, whereby Modric was given this award for Ballon d'Or. This one is given for individual performance. Individual performance. Okay, I understand that Rodri has been there, and the team for Man City is quite strong. So the squad depth is very strong for Man City. But how many goals does has Rodri scored?
I don't have the exact number, but few.
But now, if he has scored a few games, but now when you look at this dimension, like the gameplay and also dominance in the field, then Rodri has the best dominance. But now, mostly people, when it comes to voting for this Ballon d'Or, they look at the individual performance. Game, the goals that you have scored, are the goals that you have scored important for the team? If you go into this dimension, then Vinicius Junior will win this thing because Junior has been scoring very important goals. You remember the game between Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid. You remember the game between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. You remember the game between Real Madrid and Girona. You know, the boy has been saving this team for a long time. He has even scored in the Club World Cup. He has even scored in the Super Cup. You know, the boy has been scoring goals and making sure that Real Madrid is up to the standard. And again, the gameplay, he has been making sure that this Real Madrid is up to standard. You know, he has the support from Modric, the support from Valverde, Rodrigo, Carvajal. But again, this player has been making sure that he will always lift this team. Real Madrid without Vinicius Junior is nothing. So when it comes to this voting for Ballon d'Or, I am very sure that this Brazil player is going to lift this one. But the competition will be between Vinicius, Jude Bellingham, and Rodri. For the first time, we are missing Ronaldo and Messi for this Ballon d'Or since 2003. I don't remember. Alex, were you born in 2003? The ball is for
Yes.
Judy and Bellingham. That is Gipsy Corner saying that this one is A. Judy. Judy has done nothing for Real Madrid. He has just scored goals and nothing for England. I normally go to watch Rugby 7 when Kenya is playing in Europe. But Gipsy Corner, you have been watching, but you have not been sending me those clips. Why? And we had the Paris Olympics 2024. You did not send those clips, and yet you were in France. Send them directly to my DM so that I can see and I can also be aware. Getting first and information is very important. That is, Gibbs Ekona is one of our brand ambassadors here and is also giving us the score update. That is Benin 0, Libya 1. You know, the capital city of Benin is Porto Novo, and the capital city of Libya is Tripoli. Libya is leading with 1 goal against Benin. That is Afcon qualification. Again, we had the best coaches nomination, whereby we had Luciano Spalletti. We also have Xavi Alonso, Carlo Ancelotti. We also have Pep Guardiola. Who do you think is going to be the best manager of this season?
For that one, I think we have to go with Carlo Ancelotti. We have to see what he did last season with Madrid, winning the league and also winning the Champions League. I think that's enough for him to be given that position. I don't think it's arguable.
You don't think whether it's arguable, and you say Carlo Ancelotti is going to win, and yet we had Xavi Alonso there. 47 straight matches. He won the Bundesliga without a defeat. And you say that Carlo Ancelotti is going to win. How? And we have Xavi Alonso there. Pep Guardiola is there. Carlo Ancelotti winning Champions League has nothing to do with his performance. He has been flopping. But Xavi Alonso has been outstanding. Give it to Xavi Alonso. That is my take. But again, you can tell us who is going to be the best coach in the last season in the comment section there. Remember, this is Afrique 24, Dimbala Afrique here, and we are analyzing the top games that have been playing we have internationals that are going on. We also have Afcon qualification. We also have the Copa America there. You have a lot of competition here. You can join this conversation, and through the link there, you can tell us how you are following this conversation from. Why are you saying Carlo Ancelotti, and yet you have Xavi Alonso? Did you saw what Alonso did? Gibbs Icona saying that Xavi no. Why? Why are you saying Xavi no? Gibbs Icona, why? Why are you
Let me
saying Xavi
explain,
no?
Bonnie.
And Xavi was outstanding.
Let me explain, Bonnie. So the reason why we are saying Shabi Alonso won't win is because first of all he was playing in the Europa League. He was playing in the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga is seen as a farmers league, meaning it's a league which is easy. So for him to do that, it's not something which people will give him so many flowers, but we still give him his flowers for finishing unbeaten. Then he also did well in the Europa. He was unbeaten. He was doing comebacks, comeback after comeback, to ensure he doesn't lose. But the point where he spoiled is he reached the final and he was battered. 3 goals by Atalanta, scored by our very own African Ademole Lukman. And you see, the Champions League is more. Let me say, the Champions League is better than the Europa League. So Ancelotti has slightly advantage because he was playing in the Champions League, and Xabi was playing in the Europa League, and also La Liga is seen as a better league than the Bundesliga. So that's why I'm seeing Ancelotti picking it. Also, Pep was good, but I don't think because he didn't win the Champions League, he won't be so much in contention, but he will be there in the top three.
Pep Guardiola, I think the competition there will be tough. We wish them all the best, and we wish Ballon d'Or will give us the best voting platform so that we can vote for our very own. Gibbs are going to say that I gave Xabi Alonso flowers when he plays for Liverpool FC. But why are you not giving him flowers by making sure that Leverkusen finished Bundesliga without a defeat? Why, Gibbs Corner? Why are you saying this? So remember, this was a Freak 24 Dimba show, and of course, this was amazing. I want to thank the followers who have been there for us. And before we finish this one, I want us to have this party shows whereby we don't have the Premier League season. The Premier League will be back after international. Now we are focusing with the UEFA Nation League. We're focusing with the Afcon qualification, and we also the South American leagues. We are focusing with all those. The APL will be back, and also we are focusing with our very own country, that is Kenya, which has won today. Before we just call it a quit in our today's show. What do you think Kenya need to do when it comes to this? Who do you think fits this FKF federation? Now we have. I will give you the presidential aspirant. We have our former Gormaya midfielder, that is Sami Owino Kempes. Sami Owino Kempes is vying for FKF presidential seats. We have also Hussein Mohammed. And of course, the current president, Nick Mwendwa, is there. I think you have been following all those. Who do you think qualifies to be the FKA president?
Okay, so for me, Bonnie, like we said before, my first candidate is the Gormaya player, because I feel like when we put some of the footballers who played in the KPL there, they know the challenges that players undergo. They know the difficult situation that is there in Kenyan football. So when he's given that opportunity, he can turn things around, and we can see change in football for the first time, like in forever. We can see change in football. And my second option is the Hussein Mohammed guy, because he's a credible guy. He's a person of integrity. And also, like, if you know, Boni, Muslims are very devout. Muslims don't engage in corruption. So if we put him there, I believe he can do a job. So those are the two people. For me, I am Nick Mwendo must go.
And Ikimwendo must go. That is Alex. And also Gibbs Corner here say that he is not supporting Xavi Alonso to win that one. He has been traveling like our very own President. Thank you so much for tuning for today's show, and we have discussed more about sports. I want to say a big thank you for our followers, our viewers here in Africa 24. That was a superb show, and I appreciate for that. Remember, if you have not subscribed to our channel, you can go there, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Same place, same time. Anytime we have breaking news, we shall be here. And of course, we were breaking the news whereby Kenya has won against Namibia. Football lovers, we have a lot to discuss. Bundesliga, Italy, Serie A, La Liga, League One, EPL, a lot, even World Cup. We are discussing all this here in Africa 24. Don't forget, we have political talks here every day, every time. We always talk politics. But now this special session was meant for sports. We also have matters concerning love, bed of roses here. We always discuss matters on why love has been underrated in the whole world. I saw a woman today. There is a woman who had married herself, but today she divorced herself. So matters concerning love, we always discuss here. Someone can marry herself and she can still divorce herself. How can this happen? Alex, what is your parting shot? Give us a corner.
People
I know you are following this conversation.
people to subscribe to Africa. Road to 2,000 subscribers.
That is your parting shot. What is your take about the woman who had married herself, but today she is divorcing herself?
I say the world is in a mess. I think she's delusional. Yes, but that one should be broken down well on bed of roses.
Give us a corner and say who? Why you say who? Anyway, thank you so much for today's show. Wonderful one. And we meet here same place, same time. Dimple Afrique comes to end. Thank you so much for our followers. Give us a corner. Thank you so much. Meet here same place, same time. And Kenya is our nation. Kenya is our flag. Arambe Stars, foka, foka, foka. Kenya kipenzi changu, tutaishi milele daima. Alex, do you remember the national anthem? Now we can close with the national anthem.
Yes, I do. I do remember it.
Let's go in Swahili. Mungu
Mungu
nguvu
nguvu
yetu
yetu,
ilete
ilete
baraka
baraka
kwetu,
kwetu,
akiwe
iwe
ngao na
ngao na
mlinzi,
mlinzi,
na
na
tukae na
tukae na
udugu,
uhuru,
amani na
amani na
uhuru,
uhuru,
raha
raha
tupate na
tupate na
ustawi.
ustawi.
Thank you so much for today's show. Boniface Kemanzi. Same place, same time here. We are even choral. We can even sing. So we shall be having a show for singing here. We shall organize a political talk here and we merge it with singing choruses. I will talk with Muzalendo so that he can lead that choir together with Leo Nyambaya. Gives a corner Shangilia Kenya. You are destroying. Wow, that was amazing. Same place, same time.